I know that they watching me, trying to figure me out. Like, what's my life like? Am I committed, devout? Perception is relying on what you trained your sight like. So what you see is whatever gets permitted by your eyes, right? I'm guessing that it's okay if they follow me, as long as they know that the praise is never no not to me. No, not to be condescending. My philosophy is artistry presented should never become the god of me. Pros become the cons, artists kind of me. But to become content with this content leaves room for the kind of picture tent in the concept. Why you sit at the feet of beneath this monolithic object, not painted in the image of God, but chiseled in the image of flaw. Sinner spitting redemption presented under a continual clause. Covenant of the brothers pulling out the rug from under you all. Standing on solid ground, mud can't hold a structure for long. Let me ask what you're building on, corruption or the word of y'all? Constructed the constellations with curse of universal wordsmith. In 6 days I stand in awe on the seventh fallen worship. Captured by the Sabbath as I chill with the Nazarene, and unplugged for the madness. The calf is golden, hands open as they scream. It's right as we walk through this land, all we can feel is sand, so weak and feeble. Lord, will you take our hand? On you we stand. When the water pours out, we go. All of your people, we need a hero. We need a hero. We need a hero. Are you the rock we stand? American Hebrew. As I'm walking through this place, and the valley is the alley, and darkness covers my face. The folly followed by Hollywood, the hearts of the harlot, hardened by the law and their disgrace, longing to find compromise and replace the godly. They got more of the Sodom in me and my people riding beside them. I whisper asylum goodbye, but won't deny them asylum. Praying for guidance as we march in the desert. No weapon drawn against us could prosper, even a pistol with the clicking and popping. If it hits me from a distance, cling to the promised land beneath my feet. I don't mind slipping inside it, knowing I will rise with the gift of a body. Everlasting vision of the king in the sky when I'm flying. Absolute conscious dividing the saints and the scholars. The fate of the faint-hearted despising the wake of the ship that we riding. All overboard and we sinking. I cling to the raft named Jesus. It's right as we walk through this land, all we can feel is sand, so weak and feeble. Lord, will you take our hand? On you we stand. When the water pours out, we go. All of your people, we need a hero. We need a hero. We need a hero. Are you the rock we stand? American Hebrew.
It's Tuesday. How are we doing, guys? Love that song. That has got to be one of my favourite songs at the moment that I've discovered for you to play. Licensed music, I have you say. I have you know this. This is licensed stuff. Okay, let me just move this out of the way. How are you all doing? I hope you're having an amazing Tuesday, the 15th of August. It's all happening. Robert is in the house. Good evening, Robert. How you all doing? I tell you what, let's give you a quick update about what has been happening over here at SR Pix's Tower of Amazement. The amazement photography setup as he knocks the camera, and I've just given you, it's not an earthquake, don't worry. Yeah, it's all good. It is all good. What has been happening? I have been looking at some of the photographs I've been taking. You've been taking even. And sent in for the weekend challenge that we did, the photography image challenge, and it was great, absolutely super stuff. I'm loving that. I'm thinking it's either gonna, I'm thinking Thursday, okay? Thursday, I'm going to do a little review of all the photographs that everybody's taken in, because it's Tuesday today, Wednesday tomorrow, and there's a good chance I'm going to be heading out and doing some photography tomorrow at silly o'clock in the morning. and I've got an awful long day ahead of me tomorrow. So I think Thursday will be ideal for it. I think we're going to go with that. But I'm liking the pictures. Thank you very much for everybody that has taken time to send something in on the old Facebook and everything like that. That was brilliant, and it's happening. It's good. I've got my tea. I hope you've got your tea. Look, the moustache mug has come out with a little camera on it today. No coffee. I've had my coffee already today. You can probably tell. It's just tea. Tea day. English breakfast tea, I have you know. Very nice it is too. So what we're going to be talking about today. Today we are going to be talking about images. I've touched... where have I gone? Let me go a little bit closer. Straighten the moustache. There you go. Okay, I'm going to be talking about... I'm going to fold my arms. This is very important. I'm going to be talking about something I've touched on before on my YouTube, slightly. But don't worry, don't end the broadcast yet, because you're hopefully going to get something out of this. It's about finding your own image, okay? So when you're at an event, when you're covering a news story, you could be an editorial photographer, you're just starting out in your career, you could be wanting to do photojournalism, you want to create something, you want to document something. I'm a great believer in finding your own image away from the pack. I mentioned it, I think it was yesterday's. Hey, hang on, breaking news. Robert's got 3 coffees inside him today. Oh my God, man, you're buzzing. Even more than me. Good on ya, I like that. Positive, go for it. So I tell you what's going to be happening. Yeah, we're going to be talking about creating your image and finding your image if you're covering an event. You're looking to document something, okay? You want to make it your own. But photography is very personal. It's your image. It's not for a client. It's not for anybody else. This is your image that you want to get, okay? So you want to explore the situation. It's so important when you're covering an event, an assignment. Let's just call it an assignment. You're covering an assignment, even if you've self-assigned your assignments. I think that's the thing. Self-assignment, I'm not even going to try and say that again. You've decided to cover something and you're looking to make it your own and create your image, okay? You're going to go, I'm not going to stand with everybody else and get exactly the same image. You're going to explore the situation. I've done it before. I'll do it again. I'm hopefully going to be out periscoping tomorrow early. I'm not going to say much more than that, but there's a big thing happening. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be down there getting up at silly o'clock to head down there tomorrow. And my challenge, well, I like to make my life really difficult, okay? So I'm going to be live streaming, taking photographs and covering the event all in one go. But on top of that, trying to make it entertaining while I'm live streaming. It won't be on YouTube, but I'll be talking about it in the evening, hopefully, if all goes well. And I make it out alive. I want to get my own image. I'm pretty sure there's going to be an awful lot of photographers down there, media people, professionals, amateurs, semi-pros, whatever, and I'm still determined to get my own image out of it. So that is my challenge I set myself continuously. I want to get my image, okay? You could say it doesn't matter if anybody else doesn't like it or not. As long as I'm happy with the image, then I'm going to get it. So we're going to go over to Lightroom in a minute once I've had a swig of my cup of tea. And I'm going to continue. We started editing some photographs that I took out in Spain when I was out there on assignment. I'm going to continue editing some of those pictures. And I found some nice sequence of pictures which I think will hopefully demonstrate the way that I've worked around a situation, something that I wanted to photograph. Okay, it was a static situation. It wasn't an event on this occasion. I'm exploring the city. I'm out and about with my camera early in the morning and I want to go to a situation. And I've done a little edit on them, but they are all raw images. None of them have been processed in any way. Because at the moment, I think I really want to concentrate on showing you how I'm looking and using the camera and testing and taking photographs. That's what we're going to be doing. Let me just move this around. Welcome, we got some new people on there, by the way. I've just looked at the numbers. We've got 5 people watching, so hopefully you are going to join in the conversation. If you are, look, you can do this, I'm pointing over here because I've got a live chat going on. Right, we're friendly people over here. Come and talk to me. And have a chat. And no question is a stupid question, okay? I often ask stupid questions. There you go. You just ask it. If you don't know something, just go ahead and ask it. And if I don't know the answer, I'll try and find it out for you. It's the simplest thing we are going to do. Let's head over to Lightroom and let's have a look at some of these photographs right now. Right, let's just move that screen over there. Oh yeah, I was going to swig my tea. Swig my tea before it gets cold. Lightroom and me, that's where we are. Look, there's Lightroom and there's me. Other software is available, but it's a good software. I like using Lightroom. It's good. That's so much better. Although not quite enough sugar. Anyway, I digest. I will carry on regardless. Okay, so I am in Spain now. This was about a year or so ago. I know I'm just getting around to editing some of the pictures. So it's a good job I'm here on live on YouTube, because I probably wouldn't edit them otherwise. They'd be sat on my hard drive waiting for that golden opportunity. I am live now doing this, and here are some photographs. This is a photograph we edited. I must remember to not click on your screen. I must remember to click on my screen. Okay, let's go over here. We did, if you go and watch it back, we edited this photograph, okay, from RAW, and we did a nice black and white image of this. Really love that image. I'm revisiting it. What are we? 2-3 days after I edited this live on YouTube, and Lightroom opened up with that image, and I'm going, do you know what? I'm rather pleased with that image. I like that image. Lovely darkness of it. The blacks and the whites and the people kind of works. So continue my journey as I'm wandering around, and I'm going through Valencia in Spain, and I'm up early. My girlfriend is still fast asleep in the hostel. That's fine with me. I'm out with my camera. She's catching some Z's and relaxing into our little break, and I'm out with my camera nice and early. The light is beautiful. I've done a little bit of research of the area, okay? So I knew some places I wanted to go. As I wander around, I pass this guy that's selling lotto tickets. That needs some work on that image, but I think there's something there. It's a very dark image, so we need to work this. None of these are edited so far. Lovely pastries. This was actually at the coffee shop I stopped at and had a cup of coffee. But in Valencia, there is a beautiful bull ring. Now, we're not going to get into the ins and outs of whether you agree with bullfighting at all, okay? And as a photographer, as a storyteller, as a photojournalist, as a writer, if you're going to write anything, you know, sometimes you just record stuff that happens. You don't necessarily agree with it or disagree with it, okay? But there is no denying that it is part of the culture in Spain, okay, that there's a bull ring. Now, don't worry, you're not going to see any bullfighting photographs, okay? I did not want to particularly go to a bullfight at all. That wasn't on my remit there. But the building or the arena in the centre of Valencia, I wanted to go and see the outside. It's all closed up. There's nothing going on inside it, so don't worry, anything like that. You're not going to see any horrible photographs. So I wanted to document it. The city's very quiet. There's a few people mingling around and heading off to work, and there's just me with my wacky moustache. I think I did a periscope from outside here, actually, a live stream. And I arrive at the bull ring and I start taking photographs. It's all locked up. There is nobody there at all, okay? It's empty. And I'm looking through the gated area and I'm thinking, okay, photographs. Now, I'm sure this bull ring has been photographed thousands and thousands of times. There's probably paintings of it. It's probably that old, you know? But I want to do my thing with it. I want to create my image of it, okay? So I'm looking around, and this is so important. I've got no competition. The only competition I have is in my own head, okay? And sometimes those little crazy voices are going, competition. You gotta get the best picture ever. You know, you tie yourself up in knots. So the only thing that's driving me is me at this time, and a bit of coffee. And I'm looking for my image. I'm going round. I'm looking through this gate now, through to this tunnel. I think this is where the spectators will walk through. And they go and take their seating, and you can see all the way through there. I'm looking through there. The light's quite nice. It's catching my eye. You can see I've done a couple of different exposures. I will probably edit that. It's lacking luster at the moment. There's no denying that. It needs to be worked on. I'm looking again. This caught my eye. I like the light coming through there with all the stones coming through there. I've just lost my chat. Hold on, let me just move that down just in case. Hey, okay, now I can actually see who's on board. So we got Patrick in the house. How you doing, Patrick? Nice to see you on board. Thank you, buddy. Sorry, I totally lost you behind my little screen. My OBS bit of the software was blocking all the comments. So let's just do a quick update. Patrick, love Lightroom for black and white. Lovely for black and white. Andy's in the house. Hi, Andy. Nice to see you. Good on you, buddy. There is a chat. You can join in. Hey. Right, I can see your comments now, guys. Let's go back to Lightroom. So I'm wandering around. I'm looking. I think I haven't changed lenses. I've got a 50mm lens on there. Beautiful 1.4 lens. Absolutely stunning. So I'm traveling around and little things are capturing my eye. You know, nothing very exciting, very shallow depth of field. The gates, can we do something with the gates? This poster here that you can see in the center of the two gates there is catching my eye continuously. Amazing photograph. I don't think it was a piece of artwork. I think, oh, I got a closer one. Here we go. Look, you can see why. I think it's some kind of photograph here. Really nice, like that. So I'm wandering around. Now, I haven't got anything yet, you know, nothing in particular. But just around the corner just a little bit, just the other side of these gates, I got a statue. Now, I would imagine it's probably somebody quite famous, a bullfighter. Some lovely images here, Scott. Thank you very much, Andy. And he's caught my eye. Very proud. He got the costume on there and it's outside the bull ring. I'm thinking I can work with this. I'm going to explore now and see what I could do. This image is a nice image. It's a stock image. It's nothing very creative going on there at all. Really, it's a clean image, okay? I won't tell you what we used to call these type of images. Yes, a matador. Hola! Indeed. So I'm thinking, okay, I can do something different with this. Okay, this is your standard image. You want to do something different. So I've got the 50mm in there. Perfect for stock, exactly. It is perfect for a stock image, as Andy's just mentioned there, because you tell you what you've got, and I'll pretend that I'm showing you on the screen. You've got a lot of space around it, so you can bring in some text in there. There's copy space. Copy space is always good. Designers, graphic designers, anybody that designs anything from magazines through to websites likes a bit of space around there, so it's good. But you always do a couple of shots. I'm exploring the image. I'm going around it. I've got that. It's a safe shot, okay? It's a safe picture. Now I start to explore the image. Now I start to think to myself, what do I want out of this, okay? I've said it before, I'll say it again. I've got a 1.4 beautiful 50mm lens. Interesting, but didn't put his head in the arch against the black. No, I didn't, because I was after this particular image. You're right, it could have done that one. Could have separated him off. So Patrick's just mentioned that I could have gone over to the left a little bit and done there. Yeah, I like the angle. Thank you, Robert. So I could have gone over and we could have got, let me just show you with the cursor here. We could have got him here. And you're right, there's a photograph there. But no, I didn't do that. I wanted to put, it's just a different idea, exactly. What I wanted to do was isolate the subject. We got a lot of light throwing in there. I want to get some atmosphere into the photograph, yeah? So stopping the lens right down, or opening the lens right up, should I say. 1.4, maybe a 2.8 on there, something like that. So it's pin sharp just on around here. I'm not going to zoom in because these are unedited. But it's all about moving around the image. So you can see how I'm doing a shot. 1.4, lovely, beautiful. Moving round the image. Taking pictures. Concentration, keep concentrated. Keep going, keep going. If it takes you half an hour to get your image, carry on doing it. If it takes you 10 minutes, well, good on you, you've done the image. You might get it in one frame. Brilliant. I like to explore an image. I've always taken a lot of photographs, so I go around a subject. Admittedly, a lot of these were taken because it's 1.4 is the depth of field is about zilch. Thank you, Patrick. Okay. So you've got that much depth of field on there. So one of my main concerns is making sure that the right bit is sharp. So I've got that. I've got my image. Okay, you can see I've opened, I've changed the aperture just slightly on there. So it's got a little bit more depth of field on here. I've got that image. It seems to have worked for me. So now I'm thinking, now can I play with that again? It's a nice image. It's good. Could be nice. And I'll play with the image totally again. I love this image. Looking at these now, I'm really pleased with this. Because you've gone away from the obvious picture. Time of day, really early. Patrick's just asked time of day, so it's early in the morning. Well, fairly early for to be out on assignment anyway. So I've got a fly that's really bugging me. It's been flying around the house or the studio, should I say, the office even, for quite some time. I should go away. Anyway. So early in the morning. So again, playing with looking past now the subject. Okay? Still hoping that you can keep bye-bye flying. Bye-bye fly. Still hoping that you can keep the subjects in there and still explain what it's all about. And it's odd, when I'm there, I'm thinking, imagine what it would be like. The atmosphere. You know, when bullfighting was a major big thing. And the roars that would be coming up for it. It must be amazing. A bit like any arena. I mean, you could throw a concert in there and the roars would be amazing. The cheers, the music would fill the place. It would be super exciting. It'd be really good. Back there, so you can see my train of thought. I've kind of walked away a little bit. I've gone round there. I've focused now on the arches, past there, and I've gone back. And gone back here and gone, okay, I'm going to, actually, I still quite like that image. I'm going to go back a little bit and reframe it a little bit. So you can see the arches there. Saw one when you were about 9 years old. And again, I'm not satisfied, as usual. I'm not satisfied with the picture I'm taking. So again, I've come away from the situation. I'm moving round. Now you framed his head, exactly. And sometimes it's nice to walk away from a situation. So I do remember, actually, I came totally away from that situation, walked down the road a bit, explored around a little bit more, not too far, and then came back, trying to come back with a fresh pair of eyes and then look at it again. Light. This was taken on a D800. Raw files, big files. But it's so nice to work with such large files because it keeps a lot of the detail in, even with the shadows. Doesn't really... There could be something there. I think I would have preferred the people that are here. Let me just do this. If these, I think I put a person's legs here, walking past would have made it a little bit more interesting. Yeah, so Robert's just said there, I do like partial sunlight on a building. Yeah, it just adds to it. That's why first thing in the morning or in the evening is often good to photograph stuff. Obviously, if you want a really clear image, you know, landscapes are sometimes quite nice to be done, you know, or if you're doing an assignment for a client and you've got to photograph their building, their office, their shop, sometimes just flat, you know, lovely, even light is perfect. But when you want to get something more artistic, it's good. Patrick's just reminded me the D850 is coming soon for us Nikon boys. I am a Nikon photographer. Not for me, D4 is my next upgrade. You're going sticking with the D4, are you, Andy? That's interesting. All I say is if you go down the D8, let's just flick back to me just for 2 seconds. All I say is if you're going down the D800 route, make sure, big time, make sure you have got a decent computer to run it on because the file sizes are absolutely massive, okay? And you need the latest hardware to run that, okay? You really do need some fast equipment to be editing those pictures. Otherwise, it's like a snail going through tar. It's your computer will crash like anything. Too many megapixels for you. So Andy's saying that he's a photographer out in Ireland. He's joined us before. Yeah, too many megapixels. You don't always need it. You have a bit of D850 envy there, Patrick is saying. Yeah, I think we'll see. You can shoot 4K, I know that, which is quite interesting. But then again, so can my iPhone 7. And it fits in my top pocket. So we'll wait and see. I'll see what the reviews are. Also, my other top tip, actually, before you buy, let's bring this back to me. Before you buy, go out and buy anything, just hold on a little wee bit and just see what the reviews are. Give it a little time. Don't rush in there and be the first ones. It's lovely to have the latest gear, but I always like to hang on just a fraction. Just a fraction, not too long, but a little fraction. So we'll see, you never know. Get a big assignment in, I might be getting one myself. Yes, the dynamic ranges would be absolutely amazing on there. But upgrade your computer. I recommend getting the best iMac you can possibly get, but I'm not sponsored by anybody as usual, and neither am I sponsored by Nikon, just to let everybody know. It's just my preferred choice. Andy's saying here, price of the D5 is reduced, but still too much for me, very expensive. Heavy cameras, buddy, as well. You know, heavy cameras. I'm going down the light route now from now on, really. The lighter the camera, the better. Let's go back to pictures then, and let's have a little look on this. Yes, I believe you can. You can on the D800 put different RAW settings up on there, and you can also shoot in JPEG as well, and you can crop it all down and that kind of stuff. So it's all possible. I am one of these people that if I've got it, I love that you love the weight. You love the weight of heavy cameras. Give it time, buddy. Give it time. All right. You wait until the old back's gone, the knee's gone. You've been doing it for as long as I have, and I tell you what, you want to carry the lightest camera equipment you can possibly in one bag. Fine. That's a nice image. Thank you. I like this. This is good. This is working it. So now I'm coming away from the statue a little bit and I'm thinking, okay, back to Spain. We are back in sunny Spain. And I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to get some more images out of this? As this poster is catching my eye and it's really, really nice. I like the colours on there. I'm shooting, remember, I'm suddenly thinking, you know, that could be a nice black and white photograph actually. Could be nice contrasty image there. Let me just move you down here just a fraction and I'll see your comments when they pop up. Because I do like chatting to you. That is the top thing. I think that people miss the point sometimes, live streaming. Live streaming is about chatting to people, okay? That is what live streaming is here for. If I wanted to do a tutorial for you, I'd just do a video and put it up there, okay? Live streaming is all about chatting. Yeah, a person. There was nobody around. But you're right, a person looking at it, or even, I was restricted, really? Oh, don't know why. Wasn't me. A person in there, or a small boy, would work really well. And I think there must be an image that I've seen. It's probably taken many, many years ago, a black and white image of a similar kind of photograph with a small boy looking at a poster in that kind of scenario. I just remember images. Stop from chatting so much. Yeah, sometimes they do a little delay. I think that's just something that YouTube Live do. I may chat less. Okay, no problem. As long as you're there, mate, I don't mind. So, sky was nice. We got a nice look. There's a little swifty swallow. I think it's a swallow just there. Look. I was following around the city. Yes, Robert, looking up in awe at maybe his hero. I like that. Such a beautiful bird. I love these birds. So there's no different. This image, remember, they're not edited. Look, all my settings are zilch on here. These are straight off the hard drive like they've come out the camera. So that clearly needs to be straightened up. The perspectives, it looks like it's going to fall over at some point. There's a bit of distortion on there. We can work on that. We're just talking about my process of what I'm thinking about it. There's another image just off to the side a little bit. Prefer the other one. I don't get too worried about distortion in photographs too much. I kind of like a distorted photograph. I know landscape photographers in particular are very precious, or building for architectural photographers are particularly, they like their images, you know, upright. I'm not too fussed about that. I don't mind a bit of distortion in an image, and you're going to see plenty of distortion coming up. Okay. I found another little sequence here, little bit. Oh, do you know what? My biggest bet, right? Anyway, let me just. I'm going to have a little rant for a minute. I do this occasionally. If you own a venue of any kind around the world, and you happen to be watching this live YouTube streaming from a photographer that's learning every day, one of my biggest bugbears, biggest bugbears in the whole wide world. And thankfully, Spain and some other countries aren't too bad about it. In the UK, it's a nightmare. And I'll show you, is signage. Okay, you have lovely buildings, venues, amazing places, and you stick up a sign, particularly in England, or a railing. Don't fall over, you might hurt yourself. Watch how you walk. No smoking. CCTV cameras in operation. Don't bang your head because something might fall on it. You know, make sure you tie your shoelaces. You get my drift, okay? It's all this rubbish. Please stop doing it, because it's a nightmare for pictures, okay? Here's a little example, but I'm not blaming Spain. Spain is absolutely great. I've stood on the side of a cliff in Spain, and there's been no signage at all to warn me that I might fall in this. Hang on, let's go back. There's been no signage at all when I've been stood on a cliff near the ocean in Spain before now. Okay, beautiful day, very hot. Okay, I had all my camera gear, and the cliff was going. It went down like this. Let me show you. It goes like this, and it goes down like this. And it's a terrible drop, awful drop. And it was a bit loose, this rocks here. They were quite loose. And do you know what I had to do? I had to think for myself. And I managed to survive that situation by thinking to myself, I won't go too near the edge with my camera to take my pictures, because I might fall in. So Spain, you got the right idea. In this country, it wouldn't happen. You would probably have barbed wire keeping you away from the scene. Anyway, think for yourself, people. This is what we're trying to achieve from this. Let's go back to this image, and I'm going to tell you why I'm having a little rant. You can see this. I like this. I like the 3 images there. 1, 2, 3. The poster is catching my eye. Looks good, okay? Not the most attractive wall in the world that these are placed on, but it's telling a story. It's there. And look at this blinking. I nearly said something rude there. Look at that lovely sign, a yellow sign right in there. And yeah, you can Photoshop it out, but it's not the same. Please just don't put them on there. Please don't. Please don't. Or have a sign that you can take off, or do something else. Be creative with your signs. Do something better than that. Enough of the rant. Let's carry on looking at pictures. So anyway, I'm walking around. Robert has just said, health and safety people gone mad with these signs. I know. I think it's because they're just worried about being sued all the time. I say, if you fall over because you're walking down the street and there's a pavement slab, you know, there's a slab in the paving stone that's not lying flat, okay, and you fall over and hurt yourself, I would say be more careful. And I would say I wouldn't necessarily want to sue anybody, because I would go, darn, that was silly of me. I'll be more careful next time. Unless, of course, there's a gaping hole and I fell down it. That's a different story. Anyway, enough of the rant. Carry on talking about pictures, Scott. Okay, here we go. So now I've got my wide angle lens. I've got the wide angle, beautiful lens out there. I think it's about a 17 to something or other. What's it, about 28? I forget. I know it's a nice lens. It just goes in my kit bag and it's lovely. So I'm going a bit wider now, and we're trying to get a little bit something. Again, a different image. So this is, imagine health and safety 3,000 years ago. Yeah. Be careful of this sharp sword. You may cut yourself when using it. Okay. So we were talking about lenses, and I think Robert has been experimenting with one of his lenses. He's got, I think he said he got an 18 to 35, something like that, or even an 18 to 50, something like that. And he's going away from the longer lenses. Okay, so a good way to get different images from other photographers is to put a different lens on. Okay, you've got safe images. You covered the event. 18 to 55. Thank you, Robert. I knew it was around that kind of figure. So now you can go, okay, now I'm really going to push the boat out. I'm going to go really artistic and see what happens, okay? Don't chop and change lenses every 5 minutes. Just go with it. So I like this. I like the greenery. It's showing a little bit of the city in there, okay? You can see how quiet it is. Nobody around. Beautiful. Straight away, I don't like that image at all. It doesn't do it for me. Do you know why? Because I've kind of lost him. You might be able to edit it back to a decent, edit some life back into it. I don't know. I've got better images, I think. So let's keep moving. Like that. Prefer the lighting on this. Not sure about this down here. Can't do anything about that. But the lighting's better. He's a little bit closer to the camera, I guess. The lighting's, he's just more prominent in the photograph. Now we're talking, okay? Clearly my coffee has woken me up. The city makes it, yeah. I mean, it was difficult to get the city and the stadium, if that makes sense. And maybe if I spent a little bit more time trying to put something together, or exploring the area around, that would have been a shot. And of course, going back at night or something like that, getting traffic whizzing past it, nice slow time exposure on there would be really nice. If the arena was lit up, that would be really good. So now we're coming together and we're going, yeah, I can see an image here. It's coming in nice and wide. Let's go for it. Let's just distort the heck out of it and see how wide and how we can do it. It's coming in there. Like the curve. So Robert's just said, like the curve covering the whole image. Thank you. So you can see one of my problems here, okay, is here. It's this building. The modern building next to it. So as I'm thinking, I'm taking pictures. So there's my first image, and there's just clipping in there. I've gone a little bit round a little bit. So he's looking more down towards me, and I've still got this image here. This building here in the image. So now I'm thinking, okay, let's try and get rid of it altogether. Needs just straightening up. It just needs cropping round a little bit. You see how that's distorted just a fraction? Well, it's not distorted, but the curve isn't quite right. It's probably about there. Nice. I think we can bring out, look, just a quick edit, all right? Just bring out the shadows just a little bit. Bring up the shadows a little bit, drop that down there. We'll go back and do it. So let's keep flicking through, see what we've got. We lost the Matador, something totally different. Oh, nice little bit of shadow in there. Work with the shadow, possibly something there. Still being drawn to the gates, Mr. Ramsey. I'm still going back to the gates. They're still catching my eye. The poster is still catching my eye. That is nice image. I like this with the green trees in there. All the branches, the leaves, kind of brings it in. Shame this branch down here is cutting it, but we're not. See, I've tried to come down a little bit lower and get rid of it. Nice city like that. Nice city shot. It's obviously just happened just as I've changed lens. I'm now back on the 50. Yeah, you could clone it out, Patrick. I try not to. I try not to. If I was shooting this for the client, and that's a different story, they're paying you the money, they make the choice, and you would give them probably 2 images. You would give them one with the building in, and then you would give them one without the building. Like the greenery, okay? Still being drawn back to there. You can see how many photographs I've taken. I'm pretty sure, no, I've actually done an initial edit on these ones, so I've actually taken them out. Here we go, here's our city image that we were talking about, Andy. Guy on the phone, or maybe he's having a cigarette, can't quite make out. Yeah, there's something there. There's a heck of a lot of distortion on it. And then look, clearly I've come back again. Look how prominent that is. I really love that. It's just like way in your face. Nice. Oh, we just nearly got. You see, the problem that I was having, I remember now as I was taking the images, is to get him straight on or looking straight at the camera. Can you see the difference between these two? Okay, so to come round, I'm clipping this building up here on the top left. But he's looking, you know, I'm right underneath him. If I go any further round to the right, I'm getting more of this modern building over here, and I don't want that. So it's difficult to do. So if I go back and cut the modern building out, then I'm not looking straight at him, and he's looking past me too much. I think it works. Yeah, I think it works. We got more images there. We'll save them for another day. So what did I start on? That's 124. So I've taken a lot of images. I clearly was really enjoying my time there. So we've gone from 59 to 124. There's not 100, yeah, you know, so we're just over, what are we? 60, 70 images, something like that. My maths was never my strong point. So this is my first edit. So let's go and look at one of these images and let's see if we can, if you want to watch, you can watch me edit this and see whether we can get something out of it. My favourite image, which I think is probably one of these here, okay? My favourite image. Let's just choose something here. This is where I go quiet while I think. Let's see if we can do something on there. First of all, let's check if it's sharp. Yes, it is sharp. See, sharp point right up here. Always go for the eyes if you can. Often the eyes. Unless you want to be totally different and you want to do something, break the mold. Don't photograph the eyes. Photograph his tunic. Do something else. See how soft that is? A little bit, getting very soft on there. Well, that's fine. We can work with it. Let's see if we can edit this. Let's do it. Are we in developer mode? We are. So the first thing that I like to do, I've said it before, is I hit automatic and see what happens, okay? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Today I don't like the setting, so we're just going to get rid of that and we're going to try and do it manually. Do it the old-fashioned way, Scott. Let's get rid of that, get rid of that. Let's close that. Let's get this image big and let's see if we can do it. Let's bring that up a little bit. I like the darkness of this. To me, it's probably a black and white image. Don't want to... That's what you do. See, all photographers do that. See what the auto does, and it could save you hours of time. If not, then you're going to go back and do it manually. I like the darkness. I was going to lighten those up a little bit. But look, if we lighten those images up, if we lighten the shadows up. So all I'm doing is lightening the shadows up. You have to forgive me if people aren't used to using Lightroom. That's why I say no question is a stupid question. Just ask. What are you doing there? What are you setting? What are you adjusting? What are we looking at? Okay, so let's go to the extreme. So suddenly now what's happening is in this image, it's taking our eyes off. I think I want this dark. So let's bring that right down again. All right, my focus is here. My focus is this, I was going to say person. Monochrome, I think so, buddy. My focus is here. Okay, just put a little bit of clarity in there, just to sharpen that, just to give it a little bit of a ding in there. All right, we can contrast it up a fraction, but not too much. We're just going to run No, not black and white for stock. Well, it depends what stock agency you're working for, but no, you're right. There is definitely a black and white image in here. What I tend to do, Patrick, is I'll edit in color first. Yeah, darker better. I edited in color first. So in a previous YouTube live, I was talking about editing photographs. I go in color first, and then what I would do is I would just do a copy of that, and then I will almost re-edit it in black and white. I don't know whether we have time to do that today, but we'll try and do so. So now I've just shown. Let me try and talk to you in a way that makes sense, because bearing in mind I've got little bits going on that I'm thinking, right, what am I actually doing? And sometimes what I do doesn't work. So what I've done is I've selected the darker points on him, and what I'm trying to do now is just bring up the shadows on there, okay? Because I just want to bring up here. You see how that's just lightened this side of his face up a little bit? Not too much, because that's what's making the picture. It's just a little bit. Giving it a little bit of an oomph. I'm still thinking it's too dark down there. So now I'm going to get away from that brush effect, and what I'm going to do is just going to bring down the highlights just a fraction. I am going to tweak it up just a little bit. I am going to add a little bit of contrast in there, but not too much. What I'm also going to do is add some noise reduction, although I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of noise in there because it was probably taken on about 100 ISO, if not lower. I'm now going to get rid of the horrible artifacts that appear around it. I won't bother doing the profile correction. Let's just play with this a little bit. Have a little bit of fun. Don't overdo the edges. Just bring them in a little. Let's go back to that selection I made here, and I'm just going to bring that up a little bit. Do you always do profile correction? Yeah, so Andy's just said profile correction. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, Andy. So we can have a little look what profile correction is going to do. It's going to throw that in there. It's going to do that. I'm happy with the I don't know what the technical term is. Yeah, so many people are different, aren't they? They really are. Yeah, I used to sometimes a few years ago. Get my words out in a minute. I'm sorry. I didn't used to do a thing. I used to manually do everything for a long time. I didn't use any of the presets or anything, but they were pretty bad. The fall off. Thank you, Patrick. They were pretty bad when the early days of some of the Adobe software, like all the software was. You know, things have improved a little bit. I like that fall off. I'm not bothered about it. I think it's not a problem. I do try and edit stuff as if I was in a dark room, okay, and I would have this image, you know, projecting onto a nice bit of photographic paper. Although it's good to use. I could change my mind within 30 seconds and agree with you totally. Just watch. See whether we can just... It's lagging a little bit because I'm streaming this as well, so I've changed the color too much. Let's just get rid of that. My computer now is deciding that it's going to go on a mega go slow. Let's just change that temperature back just for a second. See if it can catch up with us. It just looked a little bit too warm, okay? Just looked a little bit too warm. I'm still thinking it's a little bit warm. let's just bring up. Just a little bit more. Don't want to overdo that clarity. Just thinking whether we can darken down some bits of it. I'm still just maybe just bring up that left edge just a little bit. The right leg looks grey. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it is pretty grey actually. Okay, that's okay. I'm not too bad with that one. But what I think I'm going to do is let's just do that and let's just do that. Let's just create a virtual copy of that. Anyone that's not used to Lightroom has this lovely feature. Well, it will just copy exactly what I've done. So now I'm going to work on the black and white image, and let's see if we can pull that black and white image out of there. Because I think it's a black and white image. Okay, I think it's got something there. You like contrasty images? Yeah, I got to watch how soft actually I make the images. It's something sometimes I do go back to, like stuff that I've taken a long time ago, and it's a little bit too soft. But I'm always worried about overdoing it a little bit. Now I do like a contrasty image. Black and white for me has got to be contrasty as heck. Okay, it's got to be really, really contrasty. What I am worried about is here. I do not want to lose too much detail in there, so I'm just going to give you another little. Almost looks human, doesn't it? Amazing statue. Just put that there. Increase those blacks, yeah. Good call. Yeah, up them too much. I don't want to go, I don't want to lose that detail in here. I want to hold that back just a little bit. There's still detail in his nose, that's all right. That'll do me. It's got something about it. I'll tell you what I might just do is just tweak that there. It's a quick edit. I wasn't going to edit it. I was just going to show you. Anyway, it's a work in progress. Sometimes images are, you come back to them. But I'm pretty pleased with that one. I kind of like it. I think it looks all right, doesn't it? I'm pretty pleased with that. I don't know whether it does actually need a crop on there. You see how the crops made that difference? Let's just show you before and after just for a second. So I don't know why I've got two crops on there. My computer is lagging big time. There it is. Crop some of the left out. Well, what I'm trying to do is I want him quite central. So I'm using the guides just in here. I mean, you could go over to the left a little bit. You can bring him so he's looking into the image. A lot of the time when I'm editing stuff, I will keep it uncropped. Okay, so here's a top tip if you're working for a client. Okay, sometimes you keep an image really wide and you don't crop it too much, because then you don't want it to, you want to allow the client to receive the image and work on the image and be able to crop it themselves. If you've already cropped the image and you send it to them, okay, you don't want that telephone or email that they suddenly need this image really, really quick. It's too tight, it's too cropped. Have you got a wider image? Yeah. And if you're shooting on a really large format camera, or you got, you know, plenty of megapixels, you can afford to keep it wide. So I would probably edit that photograph like that, and straight away I can see the images, the lines are just coming in too much on there. Let's put a bit more of a feather and just change that midpoint a little bit. Keep it wide, but actually I think there's probably a crop. You could even crop it in there, but I kind of like the top here of these arches going in there. There we go, guys. That's it. That is the image. I think it works quite nicely. I hope you have got something out of it. It's just about looking at those images really and exploring the situation. So my top tip is, when you're moving around and you're going out with the camera, explore the situation. Don't rush it. Spend a bit of time exploring through and working the image. Find your image. Go and find something a little bit different from everybody else. Change lenses is a top tip. Change lenses. If it's not working for you, you do your safe image. You do that. The first image you see, do it. And then go around and then change an image and change the lens, change your perspective, continuously changing all the time around. Okay, all the way moving around. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great evening. So if you take anything away from this, I hope you can take the fact that you are going to change your camera lenses continuously, or your zoom on there, move everything around. Don't stay at one height. Change your perspective. Go down low, go up high, go around to the side, move around here, take the picture, move, move. Keep moving all the time. As many photographs as you possibly can. Go in tight. You could have done a cracking shot, a real head portrait shot on a long lens of that one. Or go really wide, but don't go mediocre. Okay? Do not go mediocre. Right? If you only go mediocre, don't even bother doing it. If you're going mediocre, go home and come back another day. Listen, have a great evening. Thank you very much for joining me on YouTube Live. It's been good and fun. Remember, Thursday I'm going to be doing hopefully some reviews of your pictures that you have sent to me on my Facebook page from the weekend challenge. Thursday. Try and catch me live on live streaming tomorrow morning. I think I'm going to be up early. If all goes well, I'm going to be shooting some photographs covering a big event that's going to be happening near me. It's going to be early doors on Periscope. I'm going to be out there, so it should be fun. Have a great rest of the evening. I'm going to go have some dinner now. Have a great evening. Thanks, Robert. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you all later. Bye from England.